Rankine cycle and vapor compression cycle, refrigeration and Rankine cycle. In the Rankine cycle, we have seen the two major important things. One is nothing but reheating. The other one is nothing but regeneration. Okay, reheating means like if I keep on increasing my pressure, I told you I introduced a new concept called Tmax. Tmax is nothing but the mean temperature. Mean temperature means we compared Rankine cycle with Carnot cycle because Carnot is the base ideal cycle. That is a base cycle. The efficiency of anyone can be anything can be actually. Is my mic audible? Am I audible? Admin?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
You're
Yes,
audible.
sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So the efficiency of the Rankine cycle, you got it right. We compare the efficiency of the Rankine cycle with the Otto cycle. Okay, sorry, efficiency of the Rankine cycle with Carnot cycle because Carnot cycle is the base one, so it's a kind of ideal cycle. So for every cycle, for everything, you can't get maximum output only from the Carnot. Okay, it's a kind of theoretical cycle. So we compared the Rankine with Carnot, and we introduced a new property called mean temperature. If you increase the mean temperature of the cycle, means the overall efficiency will be increased, but it's up to the mean temperature is limited up to some point. I told you the thing. So for a maximum Tmax, if the at the end of the turbine, okay, after the expansion, if you see at the end of the turbine, the quality of the steam at the end of the turbine is very low. It's like below 0.85%. If the quality of the steam is like wet steam and its dryness fraction is below 0.85, what will happen? The turbine blade will be rusted, and the life of the entire plant will be like the maintenance cost will be more. So usually what we have to do is we have to maintain at the turbine exit, right? The quality of the steam should be always greater than 0.85. Okay, so to that what we will be doing, so we make we have a first turbine. Okay, once we stop the expansion, okay, the quality of the steam we stopped at 0.9, then we reheat the steam again. Okay, we reheat the steam again, then we after reheat we expand in the two-stage turbines. Okay, that is the concept of reheating. Okay, we add a two-stage turbine. Okay, here I exited the steam at 0.9. The reason we are doing the reheating, that's what the reason I have told you before. Okay, we exited steam at 0.9 itself. Then from here, what I'm doing is I reheating this particular water vapor. Okay, then I'm sending the steam to the low pressure turbine. This is the concept of reheating. If reheating means what it will do. The main concept of reheating is it increases the net work output. Already you know that the net work output of a sink will be increased, and it increases cycle efficiency as well. This is the concept of reheating. The concept of regeneration means I told you at the end of the feed pump. Okay, so this is like a simple Rankine cycle: turbine, condenser, okay, pump and boiler. So the temperature of the water at the end of the feed pump is very low. It mixes with the it mixes with the very high temperature water vapors. Okay, here the temperature is very high. Here the temperature is very low. If the two things are get mixed up, what will happen? So it is the process now becomes highly irreversible, right? One is at very high temperature, another is at very low temperature. If the water vapor which is at high temperature mixes with the water at low temperature, so thermal fatigue will happen. Thermal fatigue means thermal stress. Lot of things will be developed, and the process will become more irreversible. So what we can do, instead of mixing a low temperature water with the boiler, we introduce the concept of regeneration, which means we exited the steam at different points. Okay, then we heated them, then we mix them with the heaters. Okay, small high pressure heaters and low pressure heaters at the different stages. So finally what is your objective here? We have to make the temperature of water high, as equal as to the boiler as possible. Okay, so some kind of 60% of the boiler temperature. You got it right? If you do that, the efficiency of the overall efficiency of the plant will be improved. That is the first thing. The overall efficiency of the plant will be improved. Then the specific work output is also increased, because the steam will be like we'll be using only less. Okay, the steam rate will be very less. I introduced the concept of steam rate before. The two things: the thermal efficiency will be increased, and the specific work output will also get increased. Then the simple vapor compressed system was explained in the later part. Using steady flow energy equation, we got our COP. COP is nothing but COP is nothing but the desired effect divided by the work done. Okay, here the desired effect is nothing but we have to cool the body. We have to cool the atmosphere. That is the desired effect. So this is our desired effect. So I introduced the concept. But yesterday actually I have made one mistake. Usually this is dry saturated line, and this is wet saturated line. Okay, dry saturated lines are usually denoted by G, the factor like the subset of G. Here actually yesterday I told HF, actually it's supposed to be HG. Okay, just change it guys. Okay, it is HG. So yesterday I told this is HF. Actually HF denotes this line. This is enthalpy at HF. This is actually supposed to be HG. And we introduced three concepts. So what will happen if increasing the suction pressure? So what will happen to the efficiency? The COP will get decreased because I introduced everything step by step. Effect of suction pressure, effect of delivery pressure, and effect of superheating and effect of subcooling. So each and every so what is the effect of the overall cycle when for the different four conditions as been explained in the previous lecture.